What do you do when the season that is supposed to feel like freedom actually feels like chaos? When you've been through repeated chaos, your body starts to brace even before anything happens. First and foremost, we need to feel safe.
Sabrosura pa' ti que qué.
Hola, manis. Welcome back to Café con Pan. If this is your first time here, bienvenidos, bienvenidas, bienvenides. If you've been riding with me for a minute, muchas gracias for coming back. I don't take your presence for granted. Please know that. And I'm so honored that you're back again. So let's start with a question today. What do you do when the season that is supposed to feel like freedom actually feels like chaos? Summer is often marketed to us as the time for rest, the time for joy, for adventure, for movement. But for me, summer has often meant grief, endings, and deep transformation. And this episode is about what to do when things don't go as planned, how to care for yourself when the world keeps spinning. And today I'm going to share what my past summers have looked like, how I'm choosing to rewrite the story now, and why Verano con Self Love is my nervous system's quiet revolution. So let's start with the nervous system. When we talk about nervous system regulation, we're talking about our body's ability to feel safe. First and foremost, we need to feel safe, not just physically, but emotionally and even spiritually. Because safety is what allows us to rest, to love, to receive. And when you've been through repeated chaos, your body starts to brace even before anything happens. Think about it. Let me give you just a very simple example. If you, I'm sure everyone's gone through this, when you hit your pinky toe, you're walking to your bed and you hit your pinky toe and it's like, oh my gosh, it hurts so much. Well, next time you're walking by your bed, you're going to brace yourself. You're going to be careful so that this doesn't happen. So, in this very simplified example, your body is no longer safe to walk by that corner because at some point you've been hurt. That was me every summer. One summer, my brother in law passed away. Another summer, my niece was born. Many summers ago, we came back from vacation with my mom and my dad was gone. Joy, grief, both side by side. A beautiful, heartbreaking collision. Another summer, I ended a major relationship. I was disoriented, untethered, and trying to rebuild from the pieces. And there were many other summers as well. Less dramatic, but still exhausting because I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. O como se diga, se dicho. And for me, these were moments where I didn't have the capacity to do all the fun things people associate with summer season. I just couldn't. My body physically didn't feel safe to do it. And through all of it, my body started expecting summer to hurt. And of course, I didn't always realize this. I didn't always realize what was happening. I just felt tired. I felt off. I would scroll and see everyone on boats at festivals, traveling, having like the time of their lives. And I would think, why can't I feel that free? And it wasn't because I wasn't trying, it's because I was navigating a dysregulated nervous system. Because underneath the surface, my nervous system was working overtime just to keep me afloat. And this is something I think we don't talk about enough. That sometimes self love is not about doing more, it's actually about doing less, more slowly, more gently, and from a place that honors the season you're in, even if the season is grief. So, if you're listening or watching and you're in that space, here are a few things that have helped me, and I'm sharing them with you. Primero, regulate, reflect later. Before you try to make a plan or fix anything, which we tend to, hello, eldest daughters, we immediately are like, okay, how are we going to fix this? You want to check in with your body. And the question to ask yourself is, what do I need to feel 1% safer right now? It's all about 1% safer. So it's not glorifying productivity. It's not about feeling like you're not doing enough. It's simply about keeping your body safe. So tune into your body and ask yourself, what do I need to feel 1% safer? Could be simple. Brush your teeth, step outside for 30 seconds, play one song you love and sway to it, because small acts of self love count, especially when you're in survival mode. When you're in survival mode, it's rare when you're like, oh, let me pull up my toolbox of all of the healing I've ever done and just see from my catalog of tools, what can I choose today to help me feel better? Sometimes you're so dysregulated that you're like, I don't even, like, you can't even think of the toolbox. The toolbox is like out in the shed, and who knows where the shed is actually. A more gentle way that my invite to you is to think about what works for you is to get yourself to a place of safety. And many times, a place of safety are things that teeny tiny things you can control, like brushing your teeth. One of my favorite things to do to regulate myself is literally brush my teeth and brush my tongue. And so it's not with the tongue scraper, it's literally with the brush. And I put like water and then I brush my tongue and I just feel the water and I feel like I tune into that sensation to get back into my body of, here I am. I'm holding on to this brush. This is what I can control. I can literally put it in the water and put it back in my mouth. And this is, in this moment, that is making me feel 1% safer. Also, want to pause the pressure, because if your summer doesn't look like the Pinterest boards or the Instagram reels, it doesn't mean that you're failing. You're honoring your timing. We all know this. Talking about money is not always the most comfortable. Pero our friends from Savvy Ladies make it easier, and now in Español. You don't have to feel the pressure to translate for your mamá or your tías, because Savvy Ladies has their whole site en nuestro idioma. Y ahora they can easily access their free resources like talleres, clases, y mi favorita es la línea gratis para enviar preguntas. Their free financial helpline, en donde puedes conectar with a trusted financial expert. Whether you need financial guidance in English or in Espanol, Savvy Ladies is here to support you. Visit savvyladies.org, that is SAVVYLADIES.org, para empezar your financial freedom. If you've started making your cafecitos at home to get on with that morning routine and build the habit of saving money, it could be a good strategy. Pero there might be an easier way to save. Did you know that if you open a new savings builder account at BMO, you can earn a $5 reward every month you grow your balance by $200 or more during the first year? Learn more about how BMO can help you grow your savings by visiting bmo.com/save. bmo.com/save. Conditions apply. Accounts provided in the United States by BMO Bank and a member FDIC. So, for additional recommendations, of course, once you get to that 1% better and your brain is a little bit more clear, you're out of that place of extreme survival, fight, flight, fawn, freeze, then you can find some tapping sequences on my channel. I've shared them. I have a ton on Instagram. Leave me a comment and tell me if you want one. You can also do somatic tracking, which is a very, very simple practice of noticing sensations in your body with curiosity. And I do this all the time. Somatic tracking is literally tuning in to see what is the biggest sensation in your body. If you're very dysregulated and you're just feeling a cloud all over, that might not work for you. So always remember that the tools that I provide, some of you may be great. Some of you might not be the time for you to use them, because there are somatic practices that will activate you more. Keep that in mind. But somatic tracking, it could look like tuning in to say, where am I feeling the loudest sensation? Many times for me, the loudest sensation is in my jaw. And so then I can massage my jaw and just give myself gentle circles to allow, in my case, my jaw to release the tension. And as you saw, my body released a big sigh. That is an indicator that your body is connecting and your body is choosing to release some trapped energy. Another tool, you can journal. Journaling is one of my favorite activities, and it's probably, frankly, the one that I leave last on my list, but it's one that is very effective. And so the prompt that I can give you today is, what would summer feel like if it belonged to me, not the algorithm? And think the algorithm, whatever you want to think the algorithm is. What would summer feel like if it belonged to you, not the algorithm? So this week I want to give you a challenge, and we're going to do it together. We're going to sit still. We're going to sit still for 10 seconds. If you're watching, follow along. If you're listening, you can place both of your hands on your chest, and you're going to tune in for a few seconds. Literally put a little bit of pressure, whatever feels good, on the upper part of your chest, closer to your neck. And you can start doing bilateral tapping, very gentle. One side first and then the other. If for some reason you're not able to tap, you can also imagine that you're doing it. Because I want to also acknowledge that not everyone has the capacity to tap, because there could be some restrictions in your body or some things may happen. You can imagine there might be some tapping happening. Right side, left side, right side, left side. And then you say, I'm allowed to be exactly where I am. And that's it. Shake it off. That's your little 10-second act of rebellion. That is your summer rewrite. That's teeny tiny, just 10 seconds. And of course, bonus points if you keep tapping until your body releases with a sigh. You saw me, I often release with a sigh or a yawn or a tear. And if you don't, because some people are like, I don't feel anything. You don't have to feel anything. Your body knows. And it could simply be you feeling more connected to your body. So, takeaways for today: summer doesn't have to look like the movies. Your nervous system deserves tenderness, not pressure. Sometimes self love is simply not abandoning yourself in the middle of your own storm. You can start again with teeny tiny acts because you are worthy of tenderness. And this is why I created Verano con Self Love. Not to fix myself, not to chase aesthetics, but to create a space for real human stories. To explore how love, heartbreak, and healing live inside of us. And it's a journey, especially when life doesn't go right. So today we talked about why summer can be difficult for some of us, how our nervous system stores patterns of chaos, what real self love may look like when you're struggling in life. And I give you a few actionable, small, teeny tiny steps to support your body, your nervous system, and most importantly, we redefined what it means to be okay, even when everything feels out of your hands. So, if this episode resonated, I would love it if you send it to someone who might be having a hard summer, who you know might resonate with the content today. I would love it and appreciate it if you leave a review, share it on your stories, or simply DM me, screenshot and tag me and tell me how it landed. And of course, if you want to be the first to know when the stories drop, you can go to veranoconselflove.com and add yourself to the waitlist. Because when you add yourself to the waitlist, you'll be the first to get early access to binge the full series. You'll get a surprise bonus audio, so it's the 5 wounds of Calladita culture plus a bonus audio. And you get a chance to join a live Q&A reflection session after the final episode drops. Plus, of course, inside the waiting list, inside the waiting room, we'll call it that, you get some gentle pre work to start your own summer of self love right now. So if you're like, okay, sure, let's do something, I have some cool, I think, dopamine little exercises for you to get started. Veranoconselflove.com. And I would love to have you there. Can't wait. Because your healing does not have to wait for a perfect moment. It can simply start with a soft choice today, maybe right now. So on June 22nd, 2025, we begin Verano con Self Love. These are 5 real love stories that reflect the 5 wounds of Calladita culture. You'll get to know me a little bit more, which I'm terrified, but we're doing it. And we're going to start with the wound of identity. And this is where you're going to meet El Espejo. And I promise it's a story you really don't want to miss. If this podcast has ever inspired you, here are some quick and easy ways to support us. Leave a rating and review in your podcast app. It helps a ton. Very few people actually do it. It takes you 1 or 2 minutes. You can subscribe on YouTube. We are looking to increase our YouTube subscribers so we can get more eyes on the show. So I would love it if you subscribe and share, of course, this episode with someone you love. We also have the Supporters Club for $5 a month, only $5 a month. You support this show and all the people that make it happen, because it's not just me, it's a team, it's a small and mighty team. And your support can help us continue to build a sustainable business that can support a full women team. And of course, if you're an organization who can hire me to speak, your company, organization, and I would love to bring these conversations to even more people. Of course, let's stay connected on the socials at Café con Pan Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Nos vemos pronto y sigue brillando.
Sabrosura pa' ti que